Hello guys, welcome back to the Debug Arena. In this video, I'm going to integrate Firebase in our React.js application and I'm going to make the whole login system. What I mean by this is that in our application, user can do registration, user can do login. Once user is logged in, he will be able to see his details in the user details page. In the same page, we will have the logout button. Also, we are going to handle a scenario which is if our user is logged in once and he closes the browser, when he opens the browser and visit our application again, he will not be asked to do login again. And I'm going to do all of these things using Firebase. So first, let me show you the demo of the application. Okay, you can see here, this is the login screen and from here I can navigate to this register page. And here I am asking this much details from user. So first, let me fill all the details. So I will write here Adarsh. Then I will click on the sign up button. And here you can see after few seconds, I will get this message, user registered successfully. This is the toast message. For this, I am using React Toastify. After this, I will navigate to the login. And here I will pass that email and inside the password, I will pass the password and I will click on the submit button. And you can see the moment I click on that submit button, I have been navigated to this user detail screen where I am getting the user's data. Also, I am getting this logout button. Then if I come to this new tab and let's close that tab and let's open localhost 3001. You can see I have been directly navigated to this user detail screen. I have not asked to do login again. And at last we can do logout. So these are the functionalities which we are going to cover in today's video. So without any delay, let's get started. To integrate Firebase, we will go to the Chrome. Let's open new tab and I will search here Firebase. And after this, we have to click on this second link Firebase console. And here you have to do login by selecting your account and I have already selected my account. After this, we can click on this add project. Okay, here I will pass my project name which will be login auth and then I will click on this continue button. After this, I don't want this Google Analytics, so I will close this. I will click on this create project. It might take few minutes, so I will wait for it to finish. And you can see here that it has been completed. Then I will click on this continue button and I will be navigated to that project. And inside this, you can see I'm getting all these options. This is for iOS, this is for Android, but we want to do this for web. So I will click here. After this, I will pass my app name. And for now, it is login auth only. So I will pass here login auth and I will click on this register app. So it will generate SDK for us. So we can wait for that. And you can see here it is done. Like these are the details which we have to paste in our application and we will be connected to Firebase easily. Okay. Now I will copy this. This is the command we have to run. Then I will go to my project. This is my CMD and this is a location where my project is located. So I will come here and I will run that command npm install Firebase and I will hit enter. Till it is running, I can minimize this and after this we can copy the whole things. And I will go to my VS Code. This is my folder structure. So first I will go inside this SRC and inside the SRC you can see this component folder. Inside the component folder, I will create one new file which will be firebase.js. Inside the firebase.js, I will just paste that. Okay, Firebase spelling is wrong. Let me just correct it. Okay, it is done. Now I will save this. So first, let me explain you the folder structure which I am having. So inside app.js, you can see I have implemented this routing thing and I am having login and register component. And inside the login component, you can see that I have two states, email and password. And here I am having the two input which are setting this state. Like whatever email I will enter, it will be stored inside this variable. Same for password. And here I have this register screen. Here also I am having these four states and four input boxes. So till now this much only. And inside the app.js you can notice that I have installed React Toastify. So if you also want to show the toast message, then you can go and install this package by running npm I React Toastify. And here I have imported that toast container so that I can use toast message anywhere in my application. Now I will go to my Firebase console once again and here I will press on this continue to console. So here we have to do this authentication. So I will press here. Once this is loaded, we have to press on this get started. And here for today's video, I am just going to show you this email and password. In the next video, I will show you this Google and Facebook. So for now, I will click on this email and password and then we have to enable this. I will not enable this as of now. I will press on the save and you can see it has been activated. Now I will press on this users. So for now you can see that I am not having any users. So let's go to our React.js application and try to register one user. Okay, so this is the code which is responsible for connecting the Firebase with our React.js project and this is the configuration thing. Now I will come here and I will write export, and I will create one variable name as auth. Okay, and I will initialize get auth here. So what is this get auth? I will explain you in few minutes. So I will come here and let's import that get auth, and we will import that get auth from Firebase Auth. So this Firebase Auth will help us, or you can say that it will help to register our user to the Firebase console or Firebase project which we have just created. So here we are just exporting that, and last we can export the default file which is our app. Okay, this is done. Now I will go to my register component, and here you can see I have already created the state and I have linked that to the input boxes. So now let's create a function that will handle the register thing. I will write here handle register. This I will accept e here, and we can write e.prevent default so that it will prevent the default behavior. Okay, and here inside the form I will call on submit, and inside on submit I can pass this handle register. Okay, this is done. Now I will come here and let's create a try and catch block. Inside the try block I will call a function here which is create user with email and password. This variable, or you can say function, we are getting from Firebase Auth, which will help us to register our user directly to our Firebase console. In this we have to pass three things. The first one is auth, second one is email, and the third one is password. Okay, this is done. Also, as this can take time, so we have to make it as async and await. So I have written async there, and I can write await. Okay, now I will come here and let's create a variable name as user, and I can write here auth dot current user. And at last I will just console.log here will be my user. If we will face any error, then I can just console.log error.message. So you might be wondering, what is this auth.current user? So whenever this function is executed and it is successfully registered our user, all the user's details will be stored inside this auth variable which I have created inside this firebase.js, and here I am just accessing that data. Okay, I have not imported the auth, so I will just import that. Okay, so here I am accessing that auth, and from the auth I can get the current user details, and I am storing that here, and here I am just consoling it. After console.log user, I will also console that user is registered successfully. I will save this. Now I will go to my application. This is my application. I will open the console. Okay, this is my console. I will go to my register, and here for now I will just enter the email which is a@g.co. I will enter some password here 1234, and I will just press on the sign up button, and here inside the console you can see, okay, it is saying we have to fill first name and last name also. As this is the front end validation, so I will just write Adarsh Thakur, and I will press on the sign up button, and I am getting this message that Firebase password should be at least 6 character. Okay, so I will write here 5 and 6 also. I will press on the sign up button. You can see here I am getting the message user registered successfully. Also here I am getting the user's details, and inside this you can see I have my display name, this is email, and these are other details which is provided by Firebase. And also you can see this is user unique ID, which is UID. With the help of this UID we can fetch the user's detail. So this part is done. Now let me just go to this Firebase console and let me just reload it. And here you can see that my user has been registered. I am getting this a@g.co. Also the password is hashed, and everything is working totally fine. So you can see here that how easy it is to register a user using the Firebase and React.js. Now here there is one problem, that is whenever we are using this auth thing now, we can only store email and password. Like at the time of registering, I also want to store fname and lname, but it is not possible in this case because this auth will only allow us to store this much data like phone number, photo URL, display name, and that's it. So how we can handle this? For that, what I will do, I will come here and I will go to all product, and we can take the help of this Cloud Firestore. So I will click on that, and here I will press on this create database. So that auth was specifically for doing registration like for email and password, because you can see that it has automatically has the password, and this is the database. So we will just link that auth and this Firestore database. Now if you want to change the location, you can change it, but I will press directly on next, and I will just press this. I will click on this create, and let's wait for it to finish. And you can see here that my Cloud Firestore has been created. It might take some time, or it can show you the message that please wait for 240 seconds and all. Then you can wait and then click on the next button. Now I will go to my code. Okay, so as of now, we have only integrated auth in our React.js application. So to integrate Firestore, I will again go to Firebase and I will write here const. I will write here DB because it is similar to the database, and I will write here get Firestore. And inside this, we can pass our app, this app, okay, and we can import the Firestore here. So I will write here import. It will be imported from Firebase Firestore. Okay, this is done. Now I will go to register, and here I will come and I will just import some component, which is first one is set doc and the second one is doc, and it will be imported from Firebase Firestore. Also I will import the DB from Firebase. Okay, this is done. Now I will come here and this is the authentication part, like registration part. Then I will just hit enter and I will write a condition here that if user is true, that means this part is done. I will write here await because this can also take some time. I will use set doc, and inside this I am going to create a document. So what are the things this document will have? The first thing is it will have this Firestore so that it can go to the location, and at there I am going to create a collection name as user, and inside the collection I am going to create user.uid. And this UID you can see I am getting from this variable, or inside the Chrome I can show you that. So here inside this you can see I am getting this UID. So now how it will store now? So you can see this is our database. Here it will create a collection name as user, and inside user it will create a different user with the user UID. So suppose if there are 10 user, here there will be 10 user UID, and when you will press on that UID, it will show all the details like F name, L name and email. So let's create that. Then I will come here. So this part is done. After this we have to store some details. For that I will create an object here, and the first thing is we have to store the email, and we can get the email from user.email. After this we can store first name here. So I will write here first name, and first name will be same as F name. Same thing goes for last name. So I will write here last name and L name. If you want, you can add any number of data here. Now this is done. I will save this. Okay, I will go there. Okay, this is my application. I will just fill all the details. Make sure that when you add that Firestore, make sure to refresh the application. Okay, and then I will press on the sign up button, and at the console you can see I'm getting the user's details and I'm getting this message user registered successfully. I will go to my cloud storage, and here you can see there is no collection as of now. The moment I will refresh this, you have to see that user collection. So you can see here this is my user collection. This is the user ID. Like here you can see this is the user, and the UID which is present here, it is same stored here, and inside this we are storing all the users details, which is email, first name and last name. You might be thinking that why there is need to use both Firebase Auth and Firestore. Why you cannot only use Firestore and do everything? If you use only Firestore, then you have to do everything by your own. Like with the use of Firebase Auth, you can do registration and login with a single line of code. But if you want to do all of these things using Firestore, then you will have to write all the query by your own. Like email should not be repeated, first name should be of this length, and hashing of the password should also be handled by your own. Also, in the next video, I am going to apply the Google login, and for that, it is compulsory that your user is registered inside the Firebase Auth. Otherwise, it will not allow us to do the Google login. So, it is very beneficial to use Firebase Auth and Firestore at the same time, so that you can do Google login also, and if you want, you can store n number of custom field inside the Firestore, and at the end we are getting the data from both the places. The same structure we have created inside this register. Like this is DB, which is our Firestore, this is my collection, this is my UID, and these are my details. So this is totally working fine. So our registration part is almost done. Now the only thing remaining, that along with this console, I will also show the toast message. So let me do that quickly. I will write here toast, and it should be imported from React Toastify .success, and I will paste this message. Okay, and after this, I will also set the position of this message, which will be at the top center. Okay, same thing. I will copy this thing. I will come here inside the error message, and here instead of this message, I will just pass here error.message. It will be shown to the bottom. Save this. I will go to my application and I will click on the sign up button. So technically I should get error, and you can see I'm getting error. Firebase error auth email already in use. And if I change the email to 3 and I will click on the sign up button, I will get the message of success. I should get, yeah, I am getting user registered successfully. The delay here, you can cover that through the loading screen. You can do that by yourself. So our registration part is done. Now let's go to the login. Now let's go to the login, and here you can see I have created these states and they are linked to their particular input boxes. Now I will come here and let's create the function to handle the submit. So I will write here const handle submit. Here also I will write e.prevent default. Now inside the form on submit, I will just call that function. Okay, this is also done. Again I will come here and I will write try and catch block, and inside try block I will again write await. I will make this function as async because this process of login can take time, and inside this await I will use a function here which is sign in with email and password. This is the function we can get from Firebase Auth. Same like create user with email and password, and inside this we can pass the auth. This auth we should import from Firebase. So let me just import it quickly. Okay, after this auth we can pass this email and password. That's it. This is the code for login. Once this is done, what I will do, I will first console.log user logged in successful, and if we will get the error, I will show the error. Also I have to show the toast message, so I will go to register, and for now let me just copy these things. Okay, I will save this. I will go to my application to check whether it is working fine or not. So you can see a1@g.co3 and password is 123456. I will go to login. Before that, let me just copy that. I will go to login. I will enter the email here and let me just enter the password, and I will press on submit, and you can see here that we have been logged in successfully. Also here I am getting this, and this delay you can handle through loading screen. Okay, this is also done. Now we have to navigate to the profile screen. So I will come here, and the first thing is we have to create a new component which is profile.js. Let me just add something here. Okay, I will save this. Then I will go to app.js. Here I will add one more route, and which will be profile. Here I can pass the profile component. Now I will go to login, and here once the user has been logged in successful, I will write a code here which is window.location.href. You can navigate through history.push also, but this is very simple. So I am doing like this. Here I can pass profile. I will save this. I will go to my application. I will click on this submit button, and you can see it is waiting. Okay, window.location.href is not a function. So what is wrong in this? Okay, you can see here we don't have to pass like this. That was like a function. We have to pass like this, like we have to assign this variable. Again I will go there, hit on the submit button, and you can see that I have been navigated to this profile. So it is totally working fine. Now I just have to show the user's details here. For that I will go to my profile screen, and here first let me just create the basic things. Okay, so these are the basic things which I will require to get the user's detail. So at the top I have imported everything which we will require to get the data. Same like setDoc, we have getDoc to get the details from Firebase Firestore. Okay, and here I have imported the toast message. This is the variable which will store the user data, and here I am just showing that. And here you can see I have added the condition that if my user details is true, that is it has something, then only I am showing this structure with the logout button. Otherwise I am just showing this loading, and you can see here that as of now I am getting this loading. Let's create a function to get the data. So I will write here const fetch user data, and you know that in our process we are using two databases, or you can say two services of the Firebase to make our things done. The first thing is we have to write auth. Okay, and here I can use a method provided by auth which is on auth state change. What this means? This means that whenever this auth value will be changed, like when user is not logged in, this auth is empty. When user is logged in, it is having some details. So this will be tracked by this on auth state change. Okay, so inside this I will pass a sync, and we will get a user data like this. Okay, so inside this I can just console.log user. For now I will save this, and I will just call use effect, and let's call this function inside that and pass the argument here. Let's go to our application, and you can see I'm getting the user details to the profile screen also, but here we are getting this type of details. We are not getting fname and unlim. For that I will again go to the code, and we can just continue this function. So here I will create a variable name is doc ref. Okay, and it will try to fetch the doc. So what other things doc should contain? It should first contain the DB, which is our Firestore. After this is the location, or you can say name of my collection, and this is the user ID which we have to find. Okay, so I think this is clear. Once these things are done, we have to find that user. So I will write here doc snap. You can use whatever variable name you prefer, and I will write here await, and we can get the details through get doc, and inside this get doc I can just pass my doc ref, which is containing all my details about my user ID and my collection. I will save this. Now I will just write a condition here that if doc snap dot exist, that means there is something, or you can say there is a value inside this, then only we will call this condition which will set user details. We can get the user details through doc snap dot data. Okay, I think this is clear to you. Also, I will just console.log this doc snap dot data. Otherwise, I will write else here, which will show console.log. Inside console.log, which will show user is not logged in. Okay, I think it is done. Now I will again go to my application, and you can see here that we are getting the details. And inside console also, I am getting last name, first name, and L name. Let me explain this once again. So I will go to my code, and here you can see at the top I have called this on auth state change, which will keep the track of if auth is changing or not. Okay, and inside this variable we will get the user data, but this data will only consist some of the data like UID, display name, and email. Okay, so with the help of this user.uid, I am trying to find my data in the collection, and with the help of get doc I can find that data. Then I am setting that data inside the state, and here at the bottom I am just accessing user details dot first name, user details dot email, first name, and last name. Okay, this is done. Now let's create the function to do logout. So I will write here function and the logout, and in this also we can create a try and catch block, and here I will write await. Okay, let me just make it async, and after await we can write auth dot sign out. This is the function provided by Firebase only, and after this I can just write the navigation and console.log user logged out successfully. So here I am just navigating user back to the login screen, and inside the error I can pass console.log error logging out error.message. I will save this. I will come here, and on press of this button, so I can write here on click, we can call that function handle logout. Okay, I will save this. Again I will come to my application, and when I press on logout, so you can see I am navigating back to login screen. Now I will do login again. So I will write email here, and I will write password. I will click on submit. First I will get the loading screen, like okay, first I will get the message, then I will get the loading screen, and here I'm getting all my users detail. Now if I come here and let's open localhost 3000, what I'm getting this login page. But as we are already logged in, we should directly get navigated to this profile screen where we should see our data. So let's handle this. For this I will go to my app.js. Inside app.js I will create a state here name as user, set user, and after this I will write use effect. So inside use effect we will try to fetch the details of the user, and based on that we will navigate the user. So here I can write auth. So first let it import from component Firebase, and here also I can write on auth state change, which will keep track of whether our auth has been changed or not, and it will return as the user. Here I can write set user to user. Okay, so what this line will do, whenever our user is logged in, this auth will be changed and this set user will be set to true. Then I will come here, and inside our default path, what I will do, I will just write here if my user is true, then I will write here navigate. It should be imported from React Router DOM, and we can navigate our user to profile like this. Okay, otherwise we would go to login screen. Now I will save this. Let's go to the application and see I have directly been navigated to this user details. Okay, let me just open it again, localhost 3000, and you can see I have got the loading screen because there is a transition, so you can use a loader to hide that, but I'm navigating back to the profile screen. Okay, so this is how you can integrate Firebase in your React.js project. Now in the next video, I will show you how we can do login with our Google account. That's it for the video. I hope you have understood each and everything, and if you have any doubt, then please let me know in comments. Also, you can find the code of the application at GitHub. Link will be in description. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.